Alright, so we're going to do a pod review on the pod that's back there that you probably can't see because it's getting crowded out. So we're going to work our way back and try to move some of these plants out of the way without breaking them and show you the pods that I'm going to pick. I'll have to shut you off camera to actually pick these because I may have to go on the other side of the fence and pick them. I don't know. Some of these are really deep down there. But if you look all the way down there, you see those pods right there. Those are pods called the Piments Habanero, and I'll talk a little bit about that particular variety of habanero when I get it inside. Let me pick all those pods, pick them off the plant, and then we'll bring them in and we'll show and tell them for you. Alright, we're doing another pod review today. It's going to be on this pepper right here, and this pepper right here is called the Peach Piments Habanero. And the backstory on this was I bought some habaneros from Walmart, and I needed habaneros that day, and so I needed to go to Walmart to get them. And so I picked these up, and I ate one, and I was like intrigued with the flavor. And so what I did was I kept the seeds, and I grew them out, and I was actually even more fascinated with the plant because it seemed to have a little bit of purpling in the stem, but it also seemed to have some kind of pubescence in it, which seemed a little bit odd to me for a habanero plant because I don't normally see that in habaneros. So I kept it, and the only name that the habanero had on the packaging was Piments Habanero, and this is a peach flavored type of habanero, so I just called it Peach Piments Habanero. What to actually call it, I don't know. So what's going on with this thing is I seem to have two different phenotypes from this pepper. I have one that's elongated, and I have one that's ball type. Now at first I thought it was coming out of the same plant, and it's not. It's actually two different plants. One plant is producing an elongated type of habanero, and the other is producing the round version like this ball type. They taste virtually the same. It's just one is elongated and one is round. I'll show you what the elongated one looks like really quick. And this is a small one. These elongated ones were getting rather huge. This is a little one. Okay? And these things were getting very long. They were almost double in size of what you see here. They were actually getting very, very large. And the center of them was really wide, so it was like a pendulum. It came down, got wide in the middle, and got pointy again. It's a really strange type of pod. And then, of course, you know, the round ones and the regular habanero round type shapes. Now, I was doing research online for other peppers and stuff, and I happened to come across a website that was actually selling this very same pepper. And they are describing the same thing with the peppers that they're selling on their website as what I'm trying to do here. And so they were saying the same thing, that it basically, you got the round kind like this, type 1, and then you got another type that's an elongated version, which is the same thing that's happening to me. So, I believe what they said is they got it from, you know, their friend got it from an international food market, and they got the, you know, peppers, and they saved the seeds and grew them, and that's how they got the seed for it. It's very similar to a story like what I have. I don't know if it's true or not, but they're having the same type of scenario take place. So apparently there are a couple phenos in this thing, and I don't know if it's 100% stable or if it's just those two phenos that are going to come out of these peppers. But regardless, I will put them both on the same page and just offer one as regular and the other as elongated. So you can choose if you want the elongated, but it might go regular, or vice versa. So I can't guarantee you that they're going to come true to that, but at some point, even if you get the round or the elongated, if that's the case, either phenotype will end up coming out of it. So I don't know if any other types of phenos are going to come out of it, but I do know that so far there's the round and there's the long kind. And I'm not the only one who is observing that same thing happening. So this is it. That's what it looks like. It's the round version. It's the regular version. I'm going to do another review on the elongated one next. Now, I shot these videos already. I'm just reshooting them because I thought they were coming off the same plant, and it's too more. I have to redo the video. So, unfortunately, I got to dump that video. But here it is. Without any further ado, let's give it a go. Man, that is nice. This pepper has such an enormously delicious flavor to it. This pepper's been sitting out for a month, so it's starting to get a little bit wrinkly, but the flavor is so rich on this thing, it's absolutely incredible. It's an absolutely delicious flavored pepper. It almost has the richness of like a really good cayenne, the mellowness of a bell pepper, and yet the flavor of a habanero with a peachy overtone. It's a very complex type of pepper flavor. This thing was not an accidental crossbreed. This thing must have been bred inside of a university or something in order to develop the flavor and texture and everything the way it was. This is not a natural hybrid. This thing was specifically bred and selected for culinary use. Maybe chefs use it or something like that. It's got a very exquisite type of flavor. It's very nice. Out of all the habanero peppers, I don't even almost consider this a habanero. It's absolutely so delicious. It has a little bit of a tangy flavor to it, and it has some sweetness, but this complex range of flavors that make up the whole thing, it affects different parts of your tongue in different ways. It's very complicated. Whoever designed this pepper designed it to affect all these regions of your tongue. It's like a full body flavor for a habanero pepper. And then, of course, you get this peachy undertone, which is really exotic in an odd way. It's just an exotic type of flavor that just really kind of sets the tone for this type of pepper. Let me take another bite. It doesn't even taste like habanero, I'm going to tell you the truth. It doesn't have that spicy, fruity flavor. Again, for you new guys, the spiciness I'm referring to is the aftertaste, that long-lasting aftertaste, and the way it's affecting your digestive tract when it goes down. That's what I'm referring to when I say spiciness, not the heat. It's very smooth, it's very easy to eat. You could eat these things in the garden all day long. They're not really hot peppers. You can go over the heat really quick. The heat on this thing is probably around, I'd say between, this particular one's around 2,000, but I've eaten these where they were a little hotter. I would say the heat can range between 2,000 and say 8,000. There is quite a wide range. You can get some of these that are going to be quite hot. So the heat range on this, or the round type anyway, are between 2 and 8,000, somewhere in that range. It could be anywhere in there. But in general, most of the time when I eat these peppers, they're usually low. No, not really more than 2,000, 2,500. Usually pretty low. Like you see me just eat this whole thing and I'm not even, it's hot, but it's not like, I'm like walking around. You don't see me, when you see me walking around after I eat something, that's my way of dealing with the heat. It's just the way I deal with it. But it's not bad heat. As far as the way it's affecting my tongue, it's really burning all of where I chewed it. It's burning the tip of the tongue mostly. Kind of goes back to about the center of the tongue and dies out. Nothing in the back of the throat. A little bit on the mouth wall, the wall of my mouth, and the gums, and in between the gums a little, between where the teeth are. And my lips a little bit, all in this area where I chewed it. Outside of that, that's it. Not really much of a throat burn. I'll try to take one more bite and see if we can fire up the throat. Again, it's not bad at all. It's a very, very nice pepper. I am really shocked that I was able to get something like that out of the supermarket like that, because it's so exotic in flavor and shape. And the thing is there's no name or anything to it. It's probably got a name like a BG441, like a commercial grade number, where they breed these peppers out and then they give it a commercial name. There's no actual name to it. So that it's similar to like what you would see with, like you hear a CAP, or a CGN or a GRIF. There's those kind. This is totally different. This isn't something like that. There are companies who breed peppers and give them commercial names. It's just a number like BHN-141454, something like that. Now that's not. It's just a commercial designated number. They don't give it a name or nothing. So there are quite a few commercial grade peppers out there that I eventually will get my hands on it. It's just they don't sell that to the general public. So you have to be a very large farmer to be able to buy seed for those. But Good pepper, definitely recommend it. I highly recommend it, actually. And you'll see both varieties on the website. So that's it. That's your pod review for the Peach Piments regular habanero. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.